The Thurston County Auditor's Office handles a variety of services for Thurston County residents, including voting, vehicle licensing, marriage licenses, property deeds, financial services, recording, and passport renewals. Here to talk to me about how these services have changed recently is the Thurston County Auditor, Mary Hall. Hi, Mary. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So, is the office open right now, and what's different about the daily operations?
So we are not open to the public. In fact, the whole county is closed, but we are providing services virtually in all of our departments. So 100% of my staff is working, all of them remotely. I might have 2 or 3 people in my recording and licensing division just to process vehicle and vessel renewals, any title transactions that may come in the mail or get dropped in our Dropbox. But the other staff are all working remotely, including elections, doing voter registration online, and continuing really all of our operations.
So the way people get services performed is they mail things to you or they do it online. How does it actually work?
So we've been working with all of our title companies, and for real estate transactions, they're actually recording all the documents electronically. So we receive them electronically, we process them, then they go to the treasurer's office for excise tax, and the whole transaction is done electronically. For vehicle and vessel renewals, most of those are being, well, all of them are either being done through the mail, which we pick up daily and process those, or they're coming online through the Department of Licensing.
Okay, so that's a different website from your website.
That's a different website, but it either comes to us or one of our 8 sub-agents located across the county.
Okay, are there any services that residents can't get done right now? Anything is not going to work out?
Not really. There are some things where they may need to contact us. For example, certain mobile home transactions involve both planning, my office and the treasurer's office. So some of those they need to call and we can walk them through that. But really all of our services are available, and my financial services staff are still supporting the rest of the county. I still have people in there doing payroll to make sure staff get paid, and we're supporting emergency services and all the other departments working from home for the most part.
Well, what's the best way for people to contact you guys? Is it a phone number? Is it email? Or do you go to the website? Where do they find that out?
Well, either by email or phone, and we have a lot of different phone numbers depending on which division they're trying to contact. So the best place to go would be to the county auditor's website, and there are different links to elections, vehicle vessel licensing, recorded documents, financial services. The only service we are not providing at this time are passport services. And that's simply because there's so much close interaction. We did suspend that early on in the process at the same time that our neighbors to the north in both Pierce and King County also suspended passport applications.
Okay, well, let's get into elections a little bit. There was a special election scheduled in April. Can you tell me what the status of that election is? Has it been rescheduled or canceled entirely?
Sure, that election was to put a ballot measure on the ballot for a new county courthouse. And as this pandemic broke, the Board of County Commissioners decided to pull that resolution, which I'm very grateful for, because the one thing you can't do remotely is process absentee ballots. And the staff that come in every election to work in our ballot processing department are really in that high risk age group. They're mainly retired folks, and they're a tremendous asset in our election staff. So I was grateful that the Board of County Commissioners decided to pull that resolution. They have not rescheduled the election at this time.
Well, that's a relief for you guys and for your operations, but I know you have some stuff coming up in the summer. You have your primary election for local races, and What do you think? What do you anticipate for that? Do you think that will be any different? Do you think that's going to run smoothly? Will it need to be postponed?
Well, you can't really postpone an election, and one
Okay.
way or another, we will run it smoothly. We're looking at taking precautions right now. We're looking at our ballot processing center to see how we can put up dividers for our ballot inspection teams. So that is in the works right now. We could potentially go to two shifts, so we would have less staff in the building. We're looking at all of our options right now. Hopefully, we won't have to be in that situation when we get to August, but we are certainly planning for the worst case scenario.
Okay. And it's not really going to affect most people because it's all vote by mail. And so they're going to get their ballot in the mail. They need to send it in by August. What is the date?
Yeah, I want to say the second, first Tuesday in November. I should know that, but let me look at a calendar. Uh, yeah, they would need to have it in by election day. So yes, as far as the voters, they won't see anything different at all. It's really going to be the back end. It's August 4th is
Okay.
election day.
Right.
So voters won't see anything different. They can still put a ballot in a drop box. They can put it in the mail. It'll get to us. What is different is that processing absentee ballots is a very people-oriented process. So
Uh-huh.
we are going to have to put into place precautionary measures to ensure that we keep staff healthy and safe. So, for example, we've toyed with the idea of taking everybody's temperature when they enter the facility, um, putting up dividers. So, ballot inspectors have their own little cubicle that would surround them. So, there would be somewhat social distancing. We already had people using gloves in the March presidential primary election. We would probably supply everybody with masks as well. And we have been cleaning all of the tables and stations on a regular basis every couple hours, requiring that people wash their hands often, and just taking all of the necessary precautions that you do in a time like this. But my first and foremost priority is to make sure that I can keep my staff safe.
Yeah.
So
And I'm
there's that
sure.
shifts working from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. That might be an option.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people probably have the 2020 presidential election on their mind. You probably don't
Sure.
see any or anticipate any disruption to that process.
Well, you just never know. One of the things that we are a big continuity of operations planners, which was why it was so easy for us to roll into this situation pretty seamlessly and have everybody working from home because we practice these sort of things. So we are really planning for a worst case scenario come November. We just received word that we will be receiving approximately $329,000 from the federal government to help us get through this pandemic in both the primary and general election. So we are toying with things like, we have same day voter registration in Washington state. So how do we do that and create a safe environment? So one of the things that we've been discussing is drive-through voter registration. So we would purchase like a vote mobile, a modified RV, where we would route people behind the courthouse, have a person that determines what they need. Are they a new registration? Are they there for a replacement ballot? They would stay in their car, and by the time they get up to this mobile unit, we would either be able to register them at that time or have a replacement ballot for them. So we're starting to play with contingencies like that. And that's a very doable thing. And having those funds available is certainly going to help tremendously. We will make sure that all of staff have laptops, for example. A lot of this work we can do remotely, so we don't have to have all staff in a close quarter. They can process online voter registrations remotely, which is what we're doing right now.
Well, maybe one thing that the public can do to help you with that is to get registered now, right?
Exactly.
And they do that by going to your website. Is that how they get registered?
That's true. They can go to votewa.gov.
Okay.
and easily find a link to either update their address or register for the first time. So it's very convenient. It's very easy. We will be doing a lot of social media outreach. We'll also have commercials running in all the movie theaters if movie theaters are operating at that time, but we will be doing a lot of public service announcements through any channel that we can.
Okay. Well, is there anything else you would like to add before we let you go today?
I just want to encourage everybody to social distance. If they must be out, wear masks.
You're busy, we can tell. You've got phone calls going off.
Yeah. Just stay safe, social distance. I think the further away we can stay from each other and, take this stay at home mandate seriously, the sooner we're going to get over this and get back to normal.
Excellent. Well, thank you for your time, Mary. And thank you for all your hard work.
Of course. It's my pleasure. It's a pleasure to serve.
For vehicle licensing, financial services, property deeds, recording, and titles, go to thurstoncountywa.gov/auditor. To get registered to vote, go to votewa.gov. That's all we have for you today. Tune in next time for more updates. Again, if you have any questions or suggestions for something we should cover, send an email to rkam@tcmedia.org. Stay home, stay updated with Thurston Community Media, and stay safe, Thurston County.